Module 27 Invoice CRUD Operations. Another free lesson to help you become a better coder. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Your continued support helps make these videos possible. And as always, I thank you all for watching this video. In this video, we are going to add invoice table and the CRUD operations. In addition, we are going to add an invoice form and make sure all is working properly. Let's get to work. Good morning. Went to bed early today and it's 2:15 a.m. Want to spend a couple hours and maybe less depending on how far we are going to how far we get. But let's get back to our project. Last video I did I think it was the status. I had a lot of stuff going on these past couple of weeks, and so but anyways, let's get back to this. We implemented this last time, and I just watched the video. Towards the end it says we're gonna implement the invoice CRUD. So let's do that. Okay, let's do that. Copy and paste. Yeah, I had to watch the last episode, I guess. Oh, wrong font, wrong keyboard. So let's try 27. This one is invoice CRUD. Let's see what it is that we need to have. Alright, so let's go in there and let's enable that guy. Yeah, last time we did this. Let's go to the main here. Ooh. Sure. Oh, why is that? Let's take a look. What's going on there? Well, it doesn't like that caption. Is there anything that we can move focus to? We really want to be on the first one. So see. Oh yeah, let's use login first. Let's do a switch up. Let's do that and do that together. Because sometimes, yeah. Well, it's been a long time. How come it? Yeah. So let's go in that guy. Let's Oh, it was disabled, you see. It was disabled, I guess. Maybe we should enable this. Select that and then disable. Let's try that. You know, sometimes you have to yeah. Maybe it was disabled. Let's do this. I think it, I'm not sure. Yeah. Well, if it's inactive, if it's not if it's disabled, you cannot set focus. That's the problem too. So let's try this. You and I are looking at this together. It's been 2 weeks, close to 2 weeks, if not. Yeah, let's do that. Let's make sure we have this guy enabled before we set focus. Let's try that. I'm gonna go ahead and close this guy. Close the whole thing. All right, let's close the whole thing. Let's try to go back in there. All right, and open this guy up. Oh, okay, that's better. Yeah, sometimes you know it's you look at the code and make sure that you know what you're looking at. and try to understand it. So I was going to show you this key, I still remember my password, by the way. You know what it is? So last time we did this we did something with this guy, right? So I think we changed something to something. Oh, we had to I think we saved this guy, or maybe we took it out. But anyways, we did this, guys. Oh, there you go. We cannot go back, but that's alright. Don't worry about it. There's no code in there. But that's what we did, and we're gonna come back to this because as you can see, we want to detect, if it's, let me see, if it's in progress, you cannot go backwards. All right. So this would be 1, 2, 3, 4. We're just gonna identify, the number equal to 4 or less. All right. So if you're changing from higher number to the lower number, is not allowed. It can only move upward. That's all it is. All right. That's the logic. You just can't, change a higher number to a lower number. That's all. That's the logic. All right. But we're gonna do that later. So, but let's get back to our agenda. We want to add a table. Let's see, table design. How about invoice ID? Yeah, let's think about this. I want to make it very simple, meaning well, you can make it simple. You make it so we can have, there you go. I think we did it. We are going to implement the invoice. We will have 2 tables. The invoice is a main table, and then invoice items as a child table, because we could be charging their whatever they want, additional fee, whatever, tax, so those will be the details. All right, so maybe invoice details. All right, but we're gonna do invoice and invoice details. All right, so the invoice could be the header, the date of the invoice. Let's do invoice date. This could be author. All right, and then let's see, what else do you need? Added date. You see, and we can identify last modify. The added date, modified date. The added date just means that when the invoice was added, but the invoice date is when they basically send out the invoice. All right, just try to identify the 3 dates, and then the added date will never ever be modified at all. That date will always be there, but modified date is the latest update to the invoice. So that's how we're going to keep track of the invoice. We also want to know who made this invoice, employee ID. All right, so whoever made that invoice, we got to remember so that we can point fingers to. I'm just kidding. I am kidding. No, but we do want to know who made an invoice or who modified it. All right, who modified the invoice. All right, what else do we need? I want to say invoice total, but I don't need to do an invoice total here, just because we can get the total from the invoice details, you see. So I don't want to do that. If it's going to be redundant issues, you don't want to do that. If you do this, you would have to recalculate every time. Alright, but if you don't do this, you just capture it from the invoice detail. You don't have to recalculate it every time because it's just going to get the sum of the invoice details. Alright, but we want to get a note. Alright, we want to get a note. How about note to the invoice? Just a brief note. Maybe we want to say, hey, this I talked to so and so, whatever. You can add a note in there. All right, so that's a note. I think that looks good for now. All we need is just the date and who added it. Oh, the company, by the way. I almost forgot the company. Yeah, actually the project. Well, let's take a look at these. Yeah, we got customer ID there. So we don't need the customer ID, not company, the customer. We can do this. All right, project ID. That means this invoice belongs to that project. All right, invoice belongs to that project. So it means that yeah, that means that this invoice can have many there you go. So this invoice can this is the child, this is the main, so this invoice can be one to many. So let's make this a primary key and control S. Let's call it invoice. I think that's good for now. Alright, and if we missing anything, we can always come back to add it. Alright, so I'm gonna close that. Come right here, create object, our favorite invoice. Create, select, copy. You know what? Yeah, I should have I should have opened this guy in the back here first. Let's do this. Insert class module invoice, and I've got that in my clipboard. And we'll go ahead and change this guy to where is it? GUID DB access. Yep. Save invoice. I'll go ahead and add this module and call it Invoice DB access, and then we're just gonna go to the front again, open that guy up, select that guy, copy, switch to the back and paste. That's it. Save. We're done with the CRUD. I think I'm gonna go ahead and add the form to this guy, and we're not gonna worry about the invoice details just yet. Just create a form for it. So we can go into we want the simplest one, maybe activity. Is activity simple? Yeah, so we're gonna use this guy as a template. So let's make a copy of that guy. Control C, Control V, form, invoice, just like that. Let's go to invoice right there. Actually, that was what activity. Let's modify the subform. Copy this guy, I make it subform invoice. And one thing we almost forgot, invoice list. So we can yeah, let's do that. We want invoice, we want the project. This will be the invoice will always refer to a project, so it's okay to have this inner join. Alright, we also need a customer. Actually, you know what, I think I don't want that. I've got a better idea, because of the project list right here. Take a look at this project list. It's got all that. Alright, so we can just do that. Yeah, we can do this, and then import project right there. And we also need a customer details, just in case we want to print the report or invoice. We need a customer address. So now we can just come over here. Look at that, it knows. Good. Alright, let's grab everything from this left side. And everything from here. Let me see. We don't need the ID, we need customer ID. And we don't need to search, so we just go right there. Alright. I'm gonna close this tab right here and move that guy right there. Last thing that we need is the customer address. Obviously nothing is going to be in there. We don't need the ID here. Alright, it would collide to each other, so instead of copying that, just get the name all the way to the address there. Yeah, address type. That's it. Also we need a search text that will include the project name. Let's see what it's going to include. I'm going to move this out just the way here. Search text. It's going to include. Hold your horses. Cancel. I'll go ahead and save this one. I forgot one thing. But yeah, invoice list. Alright, invoice. I'm gonna close that out. I forgot one thing in the invoice. Show you what I forgot. Invoice number. We're gonna make our own. All right. Remember, we did this one with the save. All right. And let's recreate this guy using our favorite object here, right there. Right there. Copy. We should have done the other one. That's all right. Let's go to invoice here. I'm going to like so. With VBA access. All right, and then I'm going to come back to this guy. Go ahead and delete this guy. Grab the right side. I'm pretty sure you all are getting used to it now. By now, it's straightforward, and we are going to implement the invoice. We're going to implement the invoice. Yes, the employee. See there? Just going to copy that guy. Oops. Hold on. Right there. I'm going to copy that, close that out. We're at the top here, and we'll say new invoice number. Invoice number, and then change this guy to INV, whatever you like. INV, INV, just like that, and that looks good. And this one will be invoice number. Oops. If I know how to spell right. From invoice. Control S. That's how that works. That's how that works. Alright. Change this guy to invoice, new invoice number. We're done. We are done for that. Yeah. Okay. Now let's flip back to our class, and then we can say invoice DB access new. That's it. Save. All right, let's get back to our invoice form, or subform rather. Invoice subform. Nope, not that one. Query. Yeah, see there? I'm all over the place now. Now we can add this guy. Double click on that. Go to the end. We're gonna move that guy to the front, next to his cousin. Right there. Good. Obviously, if we run here, we're not going to get anything because these are all inner join. Alright, so there are no invoices. Okay, but what we want to do here, we want to add the search text. Now we're going to add our search text. And then we're going to say invoice number and customer name, project name. That's it. We either search by the project name, customer name, or the invoice number. That's it. That's all search text. Save. Alright, now we can go back to our form. So there are a couple of things, you know, these are the steps that you need to go by and doing. It's not that big a deal. So we're gonna go to property here and type in query invoice list there. And then right drop down here, we're going to select the activity ID. We're going to change this to invoice. Okay, got you. Alright, so let's close it out. No, let's not saving it now. You see that? See what I was talking about? If you got two names that's the same from two different sources, you're gonna have issues. So we got customer name here and then customer name here. You see there? So we're gonna take the second one out. Yep, we're gonna take this guy out. So just highlight that, delete, and that's it. Because there is another one here from the project query. There, see that customer name? So that's the reason why I see this name and that name. That's what I was referring to when I mentioned it earlier. You cannot have the name, two names of the same thing. Alright, now let's go back to invoice subform. Can you believe we got a whole bunch of forms going on now, and you started with 0 form? Congratulations if you have followed this far. That means you really want to learn. You know what, I'm just gonna select out, go up like so, query, invoice, that's it, that makes it easier. Now we can go activity date, ID, and select, what the heck, why is that, let's take a look. I thought we took that out already. It's still saying we got more than one here. Let's go look for it. So that's one right there. Alright, so well, it doesn't like to have these, looks like it does not like to have this guy together. Let's look at this view. Customer name here. Okay. Oh, I know what's going on here. So until you look at this, you would not know. It's in the search text right here. Yep, it's in the search text. See how I say customer name and it doesn't know which one it is that I refer to? It's actually saying, are you referring to this one or this one? What we need to do here, we can say, oops, hold on, dot, you can say customer, like so. Alright, or just do it like that, take that bracket out, like so. And then it's gonna put back the bracket, by the way. So that's better. Control S. Let's run it. See there? That's better now. Alright. I bet you it's gonna put the bracket back in there. Let's take a look at what we just did. I took the bracket out. I think it's going to surround it, the bracket, with those fields. Watch. You see that? Exactly what I did earlier. So, but that works. Okay, so that's why it just it just need, yeah. Anyway, now we can select the ID. All right. Sometimes you have to look at the SQL statement, how you write it, if you can find the issues. Date. So that will be the date. Invoice date. And then this guy, that would be, how about invoice number here? Alright. And this one, how about customer? Customer name. Alright, so go ahead and do a Control S, save that, and go back to the code behind here. So we remember this one is invoice date, so let's change that to invoice date. Invoice number. This one is customer name. You just type in like that, it will know. And here we'll say display invoice. Copy that and then paste that and replace that with that. That's good right there. Alright, so now we come over here, we say invoice ID. Right here we want to change this guy to invoice ID. Oops, date ID, and here display invoice. Control S. Yeah, get a habit of doing the Control S. That's good habit. Otherwise we'll have boo-boo. And change this guy to invoice list. Oops. I'm gonna copy that, paste right here, there, and there, and change this activity to invoice. Invoices. Control S. That's good for that. That's good for that. Alright, we're done with the subform and the selecting stuff. Now let's come back to this main form. Alright, we're going to change this guy to invoice. Just like that. And then, yeah, this is it's all the stuff that you need to do. Invoice ID, and the rest is good. We got employee and all that. All right. I'm going to change this activity right here. This is activity type to a text box. Well, yeah, to a text box. That's fine. Or label. Or label. That will be displaying all what is it? Invoice. That would display our invoice number. So let's think about this. Yeah, let's change that to text box. Make it easy. Let's make it easy on us. All right. So txt invoice number. Alright, otherwise we would have to add it right up here. Alright, it would be redundant. Okay, and here we're going to say invoice number. And then take this little error out because it's not going to be there. Now, we'll leave that there because we want to refer to the project. You see, we want to refer to the project. So leave that there. Add it on. We're not going to. Yeah, the added on is going to be invisible. Well, we can, no, we don't have to make it invisible. So I'm just going to move this guy down, copy. Actually, we need to, I'm going to go ahead and change his complete to text box. Alright, and move them down like that. So this will be modified. Actually, this will be added on. this will be invoice date, so that means I need to make more room for it, just like that. I think that's wide enough. I'm going to change this guy to invoice date, added on, and this one will be modified on. Alright, and these two items will be automatically updated. We're not gonna enable this guy for input. Alright, and this would be note. See there? That's simple enough. I like that. I like that. Yeah, let's double check on this guy. This is project, which is good. That is the, you see there? That is the invoice date. This one is added on. Added date. This one is modified date. And this one is note. Oh, there you go. It's got a note. We'll call it invoice note. Good. Now let's go back to let's go inside our code here and let's change this accordingly. Subform invoice. Set control. This will be invoice. Invoice ID. Employee is good. Project is good. How about project ID, huh? I mean an invoice number. Invoice number there. No. Alright. We don't have a drop down here. We have, hold on, I'm gonna go ahead and take that guy out. This right here is an invoice. Today, that's good. And this guy is added date. Added date will be now. Alright, now. And then the modify also now. Now you probably know the difference between these two guys, or now it has a timestamp. Okay, now it has a timestamp, and this one is invoice note. Good. Let's move on. Let's move up. Invoice ID. Good. This one is employee. Oh, this one is project. Actually, so I'll go ahead and delete that one. Invoice number. Let's see there. So I'm just going by the bottom here, you see. We got ID, we got project. This one is invoice date. And this one is added date, and we got the invoice note here, and then modify. All right, so let's do this guy. This guy is good. This activity, invoice number here, back color, this one is project, so I'm gonna delete that out. We got a project right there, and this is invoice date. This one is added date, and this one is invoice note. This one will be modify date. Back color equals color white. Just like that. Alright, so now that's locked. Now this is unlocked. This is unlocked. Invoice ID. We don't have this guy, but we have number. Invoice number. This one also locked. Alright, that one will not be modified. Try to look at the bottom here. Just going in order as this guy right here. We got project, invoice date. So we're going to change that into an invoice. Then this one is added date. And then we got modified. Lock. True. So the modify and the edit is also locked. Alright, just like these two guys. These three guys. Alright, the only thing that they can change is this guy and this guy. Alright. Activity note and this guy. Invoice note. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. Alright, let's do this. Let's do that. This one is invoice number. Back color white. Employee white. We don't have this guy. We have project. We have invoice date. We have added date. I'm just gonna retype that guy as added date. That would be white. Oops. Modified. Back color white. And then note. And we're just going to default this to project. CBO project. Alright. That looks good. Let's move up. Yeah, let's update our object here. Way up here. This would be all invoice. Let's go back to clear, unlock rather. Clear or invoice. None to it, none to it. Have faith. We also need invoice number. And leave that I'm going to take that out, leave that employee there. That will be our login user. Alright, so let's take a look in air. So let's go back to here. Let's look at the air. This one is air project, invoice date. Yeah, we're not gonna worry about the rest, and we're not gonna require note. All right, so anytime you don't require certain things, you gotta identify it. All right, so we're not gonna require note, but yeah, we don't need this. we need this guy and invoice date. Alright, and the rest is history. That's it. That's all we need. That's all we need. We take this that guy out. Those two guys out. That's it. We only need these two. And make sure we just identify that guy. This would be a CBO project. We require the project. So error project right here, and then date, and then date. And then the rest is no good. That's it. That's all we need to identify. Alright, so now on the save. Yeah, I'm gonna delete all this right here. It's not a whole lot of deal. Just like that. Invoice ID. But I'm gonna copy this guy. Invoice number. Are you having fun yet? Project ID. I'm pretty sure you are having fun, mister. You know what I forgot right here? Employee ID. Project date. Invoice date. Oops. And then the edit date. Modify date. Yeah, programming is boring. For most, I should say. Let's see how many we have. 2, 4, 6, 7. Oh, one more. That's the note. Now remember the note I was saying? If you don't require it, you have to do this. Alright, you have to do this. Invoice note. Okay. And now take all that out. We say invoice DB access save. Just like that. Look at that, we're done. Now right here, display invoice. Oops. See there? Yeah, if you come this far, you're good. Guarantee you, you're doing real good. Or invoice right there. I'm gonna take all this out. Yep. CBO project. Let's see what this one would be date. Yep, invoice date. And then the edit date. Modify date. And then last note. note. That's it. That's it. Yeah, well, last time we implemented this one. So if this one is, if this guy is, yeah, we only allow now. It depends on how you want it. Depends how you want to implement this. This means that whoever created this invoice is the only one that can modify it. All right, one that can modify it. Otherwise, no one else. All right, let's continue. Let's see right here. Right there, we need to change that to txt invoice ID, and oh yeah, display invoice. I'm gonna copy this guy and paste it right there. And we're gonna change this form. And right here, display. Where else? And here is another sub form. This one is on the delete, so if you want to be able to delete, you leave that there. Right here, we gotta change this guy to invoice. Oops. Invoice ID. Delete this invoice. That would be an invoice ID. That looks good right there. I think we're done. I think we are done, mister. All right, so let's close this and let's try to oops, let's see. Oh, duh. Did I miss that? Continue. This one is activity, so we need it to be. It needs to be invoice, like so. Continue. Good. Good. We're gonna change this header. Let's change this header. All right. So let's close that. Go to subform right here. That would be customer. And then, you know what? Let's change this one to added by. More like it. Added by. And while we add it, we need to change this activity right here as well. So this one is. Oh, this one is understood. Yeah, that one's understood. Or you could just change that to added by as well. Added by. Alright, save. Alright, now before we can actually add anything to there, we gotta plug this guy into our navigation. And the reason being because of the employee ID. Alright, it requires the login ID, that's why. So let's go into our main navigation. We're gonna add the invoice somewhere up here. Or you can add it to the admin. Alright. Or you can add to the admin. I think add to the admin is a whole lot better because we know only manager can come in there. Alright. We know only manager can come in here. So yeah, let's add that guy to here. Form, invoice, and then change this. Let's see, this guy is 7. I am going to make this guy an 8 and copy that, switch back to this guy, make this guy a 7. That will be invoice, and I'm going to move this guy to there. One other thing, on the event right here, copy, paste it right there. Alright, and let's go back to here. In the code behind number 7 right here, we need to add one more. This will be an 8. And this is what you would do though. If you would do, you gotta make sure you go through all the code. Alright, and then change this guy to invoice 8. That's good. That's all we need to do. Alright, let's close that out. Let's launch it and see if we get any walking. Well, before we do that, let's do this. Let's compile this guy. We don't have this status anymore. Project status. Oh yeah, we need to delete this. Yeah, we need to delete this form altogether. Project status. We don't have project status. Remember? Not the form. Alright, and then subform right here. Delete that guy. Alright, let's go compile it again. We didn't remove that last time. We removed the table. Project status. Oh yeah. Yep. So we need to remove this guy. Nope. We should be good now. Let's compile it. Invoice. We changed it down here. We need to change it here too. You know what? I new invoice right here. I new employee here. We're gonna change this guy to. Let me show you how to change this guy. Like that, and I'm gonna select it like this. Replace I new invoice number. Replace all. See there? Alright, we should be good now. Now the new is this guy. Good. Let's see if it works. Oh, duh. Up there. Alright. Okay, we should be good now. What happened? What happened? We forgot this one. Copy. We forgot this one. That looks good right there. That looks good right there. Okay, good. Now all compiled. Let's go run it now. It should be good now. Alright, let's log in. Invoice. Alright, let's add new. Perfect. You see there? See that number? Yeah, we're gonna do that. And today's date. Look at that. Nice. Good. Yeah, we got it. So we did the CRUD, we did the form. All right. Now we can add a bunch of stuff in here. Okay. Obviously, I need to change this. See this note right here? That goes all the way out there to the right. All right. So we need to fix that. And also, in the future, we're gonna add items below here, so we can work on the totals. All right. So, but right now we got this this guy working, and we should have invoice data in here. See there? We should have invoice in here. The next one we need to do is implementing the invoice items, which is the invoice details table. All right, it's going to be similar to this, but adding it or modifying it is going to be a little different. Okay, so but we're gonna fix this layout right here. This note is too big. All right, we want to save room for the invoice items on the bottom here. All right, that will be next video, invoice items or invoice details. Okay, but that's that. But we're gonna edit this guy. How about change this guy to 16? All right, save. Yeah, this guy right here. One thing I want to change here. Let's go back to the code. I was thinking here. So as I was going to save, but then I was thinking about the modified date. So let me show you what happened here to the modified date right here. This will be now. So that means anytime we modify, we're just going to grab a new one every time. You see here? Alright, and that's why I was kind of thinking about it. Control S. So right there, that right there, see this added on? That should be, yeah, that should be long date. And this one should be, this one's good. Alright, so let's go ahead and save that one. This will change to this time date. 3 a.m. Mr. 3 a.m. Look at that, 3 a.m. Alright, yeah, let's go fix that. Let's go fix that. Invoice right here. These added on should be, let me show you what it should be. It says short right here, you see that? We'll change that to a general date or long date. Just like that, just like this guy. Or you can take it out, alright? Or you can take it out. Just like this guy. Alright. Now this one is short date, that's fine there. Alright. Yeah. Let's open it up and let's take a look, and then we'll call it a morning. We'll call it a morning. Alright. Email. Let's take a look at it. Oh. Huh. Why is that? Let's end that. What's going on there? What is going on? That should be date. Let's take a look at the class. Well, that's correct. That's correct. Why? Why? That should be fine there. Why? We just looked at it. That is a date right there. Modify date. That's a date. That's correct. That's correct. What's going on? Huh. Don't get that. That should be fine. Let's take a look at it again. Application define object pair. Huh. Oh. That guy is supposed to be yeah. That guy is supposed to be not a main container, but it's the yeah, let me show you. It's admin. We're gonna copy that guy. See there, nice and easy. Just come in there and making it like that. Save. That's the problem right there. Let's stop that. Let's try again. Oh. Now that should be fine. That should be fine. It said it doesn't. Let's go in there and take a look what's going on. Let's go in there and take a look at what's going on. F8 and then go right there. Come on, deselect. Whew. So what's going on here? We got that. We got that. It's all looking good. It's all looking good, so let's come over here. F8. So this is what you do. If you find errors, you gotta go hunt it down line by line, just like I'm doing right now. What's going on here? What is going on? So that's modified date, edit date, invoice date. It's all looking good right there. What's going on? This guy. Employee not set. Why is it not set? We just yeah, we implemented that. Let's stop that. Let's stop that. And let's log out. Let's log out. You see that this guy did not come in here. I'm gonna fix that so that it goes in there. Refresh to the. Let's log in again. Let's see what's going on. Oops. Email. Okay, good. So I am going to stop right here. I think that's where it was an issue there. Click. Okay, there. So it looks like anytime you have a debug and stop right here, this guy was destroyed. Alright, that guy was destroyed. So if you are in the middle of the of coding and you get a bug, you have to restart the whole thing, otherwise the object would be destroyed if you stop or reset. You see that it says reset? Okay, so that's probably why. So now it should be good. Now it should be good. Now we can do this and it displays correctly right here. Alright, so save. Let's see here. What's the null? It's null again. How come when we display, let's see, oh, did we take something out? Oh, we never said. Yeah, you see that? We never said right here. I found the error. Okay, mistakes. So we're gonna stop that. Look, I'm gonna show you what happened here. We never assigned this guy. Alright, employee ID. That's why. Alright, okay, we found the bug. That's called bug or careless. Either way. We didn't set that guy. Alright, so we're gonna cancel this. Yeah, remember this guy? Gotta restart. Alright, we gotta restart. It's alright. As long as we know what we're doing. And able to troubleshoot. So invoice. I'm glad we came to there. Edit. Save. That's better. Alright. That's better. Edit. Save. Good. Alright. So yeah, it was this guy was not set. Alright. The first error was when we click on this stop button right here, reset, it destroyed this object and we couldn't find. Alright, so it was null. And then the second error was we were trying to assign this guy in there, but it was null. You know why it was null? Because when we clear this thing, we'll say no. Right here, down here. See that? When we clear this thing, we'll say no. And that's why. So you have to reassign. And we didn't assign this guy. Alright? So that was the issue. That's that. Okay. We are done. Whew. Took a little longer. A lot of it is just typing and just redundant things. Alright? But that's what we did. We came to do this. Alright, the next thing is we're going to implement the invoice items underneath here. Alright. Happy programming. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe, like, share, and hit that bell. And also comment below, and if you need help, inbox me. Thanks again.